What's up guys, my name's Fierce, I'm a top 1000 Immortal Valorant player, and this is my ultimate guide to KILLJOY. As always, feel free to check out my socials in the description. The video will be timestamped, so if there's any lineups or setups you want to learn on any map, feel free to skip through the video. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Starting off with Aeon Bind, if you're looking to do a default molly, essentially you can come, essentially the bomb will probably be planted here. If you're playing default and just trying to get the bomb down on default A, you're probably going to be planting there, and that's what this lineup is for. So essentially what you want to do is you want to come right here, get in this corner, look up, look right at this leaf, and throw. And as you can see, this molly will land perfectly on default. It will hit everything on default. And yeah, here's a slow-mo replay, just make sure you guys can see the lineup. And this is just another molly lineup if you guys are interested. I don't really know like what spots you guys enjoy planning at, but let's just say you have put it down on triple. You're gonna come back here. You're gonna stand right on the left, like this corner, this red thing right here. This little red carpet. Line up with this thing. Come down just a little bit so the molly doesn't hit it. Look up and throw. And as you can see, lands perfectly on triple. Alright, let's go to B site. Okay, starting off with B site, you're most likely going to be planning default, which is right there. And I got a really nice molly lineup for that on B long. So you're going to come down here. You're going to look at this rock. You're going to come stand right on the rock. You're going to look up. You're going to put your crosshair right there. Right where that, what is this? Right where this like powered box thing meets this wall. Just gonna look, put your crosshair right in the corner and throw. As you can see, lands perfectly on default. Covers most of default and most of the site. So yeah, that molly lineup's really nice. Another molly lineup for KILLJOY players who enjoy playing hookah and just around hookah. I got a really nice molly lineup for this, and essentially you come back here by this box. And you'll see this brown little like pole that goes all the way up. I mean, it goes all around, but you look at this one. You look straight up in the air, and you follow that pole all the way up until that. You make sure the white line on your ult on the bottom is touching that blue line, the blue line that meets the building, and you throw. And as you can see, this lands perfectly for default. Moving on to my favorite setups, this is my personal favorite KILLJOY setup for Bind B, and yeah, this is what I prefer running. So I put my turret up here, and I kind of slightly tilt my turret. Let's just say this is pissed around, and I'm going to be playing with a ghost. The reason why I really like this turret is because not only does it see people in hookah for early intel, just in case they might be walking up. They get spotted literally immediately by the turret. But if anyone sneaks past my alarm bot that I always put right here on piss around, if anyone like manages to get past my alarm bot and they're right here, my turret shoots them right here. So essentially it's another distraction for whoever's trying to push me on site. So this is my piss around setup. I like the turret being here because not only does it give me info, but if you practice this crosshair placement enough, you can swing and get these easy headshot kills. Going into a full buy round, I still love putting my turret here. I think it's really nice for the intel right here, and being able to swing off the turret for the headshots as long as you master the angle. But not only that, this is also my favorite setup. I like putting my alarm bot here. I throw a molly there. And then I like throwing a molly here. And essentially, if my alarm bot goes off while I'm fighting hookah, like let's say my turret's going off, I'm trying to get control of hookah, I can pop this nano swarm, and let's just say there's a jet or like a raise on the enemy team, and they decide they want to blast pack, try to get me dash. I pop this molly, which essentially stops them from being able to play on this, so they can't really push me and sit on there and try to pick me off from different angles. They have to either drop or push angles, or push this angle right here. So yeah, this is my personal favorite B setup. I really like this. I think Sentinel should be playing B on this map. I don't really have a setup for A just because I don't think it's very useful. I feel like B is much harder to retake than A is. I feel like A, there's a lot more angles that the attackers have to like try to work in order to keep A site. So yeah, I just recommend you play KILLJOY. If you play KILLJOY and Bind, definitely play B. We'll come back to the next map, guys. This is Ascent. This has to be one of my favorite maps for KILLJOY. I think this map is one of KILLJOY's most useful maps because the lineups are nice. Her ults are fantastic. She has some great ult spots on this map. And the setups on this map are just overall nice. You can play either site and execute it really well with KILLJOY.
Here. Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Starting off with the first lineup, guys, I got a really nice lineup for B. So essentially you plant default, you know, the usual green box plant, and you're gonna come back to B. Of course, make sure no one's flank whenever you're actually attempting this because you're kind of in the open, so if anyone's flanking through mid, you're an easy kill. So essentially you're gonna get in this corner and you're gonna come up here, line your crosshair directly with this spike on the tip and throw. And yeah, as you can see, it lands perfect default right on B default spot. Now to the A molly lineup. This is a molly lineup for Jenny. So essentially what you're gonna do, you're gonna want to come in A main and you're gonna come back here right by the screen box. You're going to look up, see, like you're gonna see this cloud, and you're gonna go left, just to the left of the middle spike, just a little bit, and you're just gonna throw. And as you can see, this lineup lands perfectly on Jenny and covers most of Jenny. So even if they're diffusing, they're gonna take a lot of molly damage from that. And also an extra molly lineup, just in case your teammates decide to plant green boxes, just in case they decide to plant to the dice. You're gonna come in this corner again. You're gonna look up. You're gonna come look right at this, get on the edge of this cloud right here, and throw. And yeah, once you come over here, you see this lands perfect dice, and of course covers a lot of ground area for anyone that's trying to hop off the spike. So yeah, I think this other molly lineup is really nice for A. Heading to the second part of Ascent, we're going to take a look at some of my personal favorite setups for KILLJOY and B. And essentially my favorite setups of KILLJOY on B, let's say this is pissed around. I probably will buy a frenzy with KILLJOY on B. I usually like putting the turret here just because, especially on pissed around, let's say it's a fast B take and they've thrown smokes, there's no one on site with you. They're gonna swing out B main, right? And let's say they have a frenzy or whatever. They have to take time to really have to try to hit your turret, you know? They have to stand here, they're getting lit up by the turret, you're putting up at least 20 damage in time for them to try to kill this turret. And not only are you doing that, you're going to have your alarm bot here. And my favorite spot to play with KILLJOY is right here. So essentially turret goes off, alarm bot goes off, you swing, get a pick, you come back, and I think it's a pretty strong pistol hold with KILLJOY. Hopping straight into the buy round. I got a few setups with KILLJOY on this map. We're gonna start out with a default, my default one, just because my turret's there. I like putting the alarm bot here like last time. Molly. If they walk out here, not only are they getting aim punched by the turret, vulnerable from your alarm bot, you have two mollies covering all surface ground. My final setup on B I like doing, I like having my turret up here, and I like putting all of my util on lane. And the reason we put a molly behind this is not only does it cover lane, but it can't be destroyed. Like I said, you got the turret right there. And one of my favorite things to do with KILLJOY, like I said on Bind, is swinging off the turret. Because if you think about it, the turret is a distraction. If they see this turret and it starts shooting at them, they're gonna focus trying to destroy the turret so they can execute sight. And what you'll be doing, you'll be playing here. Yeah, the moment you hear that turret go off, so like the da-da-da-da, and then you swing, try to get the pick, maybe back up, heading over to A. This is my favorite A setup with KILLJOY. You're going to put your turret up here, just right there, because not only does it get them if they're coming out of A main, but if the person in tree is getting overwhelmed with people, it also aim punches them in here. So you get essentially the best of both holds. Like, you get the hold on A main and you get the hold on there, so you got a lot of intel. The next thing I like doing, putting my alarm bot right here and playing Jenny. The reason why I say that is because if they push out of A main, destroy your turret, I like playing here the most, because if they push out and destroy your turret, someone's gonna have to come shut this door. It's inevitable. They all do it. You always try to get the door shut if you're on attack. Moving on to my buy round setup with KILLJOY, I like putting turret here. I like putting alarm bot here. Molly here. And I like putting a molly right here. Whenever you're playing Jenny or Dice or Hell, if that turret goes off and no one's aiming, you pop that molly. Turret's aim punching them and they're stuck in the molly because of the aim punch. So yeah, that's my favorite KILLJOY setups on Ascent. Let's go ahead and move on to the next map. Getting into the next map, guys, we have Split. This is a KILLJOY Split A post plant molly lineup. So essentially what you're gonna do, you're gonna come up here, you're gonna get on the edge of this box, and you're going to line up that dot, or that line with the two dots in between your ult and your turret. You're gonna make sure they're lined up with the light and that brown line that connects them and makes them connect essentially. And you're gonna throw. And as you can see, this lineup lands perfectly for default. Anywhere there in default, it hits. And yeah, this molly lineup is really nice, especially if your team's playing sight. It's kind of just like a molly lineup to make sure you guys win the round. Alright, I gotta be honest with you guys, there's not really a good B post plant molly lineup on Split. I kind of find it easier just to play sight and use your util to make sure they can't get on site and help your team hold down the site. But I do have a really cool ult molly lineup that I feel like you guys might enjoy. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna put your ult in this corner. You're gonna run over here. You're gonna stand right here. You're gonna look up at the top of that glass. You're gonna jump and throw. And as you can see, this molly lineup lands perfectly for backside and allows you to essentially force the other team out of the molly to get detained, or force them to stick the molly and just take all that damage and risk dying or just coming out with low HP. For 4 pistol round with KILLJOY, this is my personal favorite setup. I like playing, and it's a bit weird, I like buying Sheriff on pistol round with KILLJOY, mainly because you don't need all of her util for this setup. It's just my personal opinion. You can choose what you want, of course. You can use whatever you like. But I like putting the turret here, like I said, to swing off of it as a distraction and try to get those early head taps, get a few picks in for your team. My pistol setup for KILLJOY on B. It's not much, but for my full buy KILLJOY util hold on B, I like putting my alarm bot here. I like putting my alarm bot or my molly there, and I like putting a molly here. And then I put my turret right here. And you're like, Fierce, that's a really weird turret. Why are you doing that? Essentially, like I've been saying on every other map, I feel like no one plays KILLJOY like this, and you should be playing KILLJOY like this. Keep this control, and you can always jiggle this, or after the mollies go, and just make sure you can keep holding B. Moving on to A site, this is my pistol round hold with KILLJOY. I like putting my turret here. I buy full util with KILLJOY on A site, and the reason why is because it's so easy to keep them trapped. So like they'll come right here, they'll hit the alarm bot. I like having a molly there and a molly in Hell. Most people just 5-hit, they don't think twice. They usually think the Sentinel's playing at B, so it's really easy because they just rip out, pop your mollies, and they're essentially fucked. Like the turret's aim punching them, you're playing sign, you can swing with the classic. The next place I like putting my turret for the full buy round is right here. because, and then I like doing this, the same exact setup, similar, like this, and then I play elbow. Moving on to Haven, we have an A-bomb, Killjoy Molly lineup, and yeah, let me go and show you guys. So essentially with this Molly lineup, what you're going to do, you're going to come right here. You're going to line up your crosshair with this wooden like roof thing, and you're going to put it right below it so the Molly light does not hit the roof, just allows it to go past it. You're going to throw it, and as you can see, the Molly lands perfect default and gets every part of default. Bomb will typically be planted here, so just make sure your teammates get the bomb down there, and yeah, you should be good. Going on to the C site on Haven, I have a really nice Molly lineup that lands right here. That lands right here on default. And what you're going to want to do, you're going to come to this corner. You're going to want to line up your crosshair with this. Come to the left. Go to the left just past that left gray like mountain thing. And you're going to throw. And you'll see it comes over here and it lands perfect default and covers all of default. This is my defensive C pistol round setup. I like putting my turret here. This will always be my default turret. I usually always keep my turret here for the exception of one other spot I like keeping it. And I like keeping alarm bot in garage just in case they get through. This just lets me know if they're coming. And I like playing right here. Going into my first full buy round KJ setup, I like having my alarm bot here. I like having my Molly there. I like putting a Molly here on this. I like putting my Molly on this step because not only does my turret see this and keeps track of not only does my turret see long and keeps track with everything going on here, but it also, if they're lurking through garage and they go to jump up, look, boom, pop, they're getting completely destroyed. Can't sit in this corner, they have to rotate here. That just gives the garage player a little intel of whether or not they're actually in the garage or not. Work around this setup and I think it's really strong. Moving on to my Haven A Killjoy setup. This will be pistol round, so need to buy a pistol of course. I like playing Ghost on A site. I like putting my turret here. I typically keep my turret there a lot to fight A long. And then I put my alarm bot here. And it lets me know if they're pushing out a short. If they decide to swing A long, keep peeking with the turret. Alarm bot goes off. You know that they're here and you need to check all this. So yeah, I highly recommend just swinging off the turret as a distraction and keeping your alarm bot there for intel. Moving to a full buy round. My setup is very much similar to my pistol round setup. Alarm bot, Molly, and then I like alarm bot Molly there, and then I like putting a Molly here. Just to ensure that if I have to give this up, if I'm fighting this, get a pick, and I know they're pushing up, I can Molly to give me some time to fight short. Alarm bot goes off, pop that Molly, and then it allows me to come back and just keep fighting and just sticking on sight. One more Killjoy Molly I like using for a ult retake with Killjoy, just giving up A completely. I like putting a Molly on default, keeping my second Molly. And this is a lineup. This is a lineup for this corner after the ult goes down. You're going to come here, you're going to put your ult down. You're going to come in this corner. You're going to look up. You're going to go to the right side of this light bulb. Look up. Make sure the 2 points on the bottom, your health bar line, are lined up with the wood panel. And you're going to jump and throw. And as you can see, it'll land there. Perfectly on it. And of course, you can always deny the plant with that Molly lineup as well. And yeah, let's get into the next map, guys. Moving on to Icebox, we have a really nice Molly lineup for A. And this will land right here, and it will land right here, and it will get right here, and it will get this corner. So the Molly lineup's nice because it gets this and this simultaneously. So no matter where your teammates plant, default or the rope, it works out. So essentially what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to come get up against this wall, like right here near the edge. You're going to put your crosshair right here, similar to the split A lineup. The white line with the 2 dots right in between your alarm bot and your Molly, you want to connect them with the dark lines with your crosshair being here, and you're going to throw. And as you can see, this lineup lands perfect and gets ropes and default spot. Moving on to my favorite Killjoy holds on Icebox. This is for pistol round. I typically like buying Ghost, as always. I like putting my turret here. And like always, I like swinging off my turret. And I like putting my alarm bot here because I try not dying whenever I'm using my turret as a distraction and trying to swing and whatnot. And so essentially if I get a pick, I can back up. Your turret will probably be destroyed, but you can back up, and when the alarm bot goes off, swing and try to get another pick. This is a full buy Killjoy hold on B. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to come right here. I like putting my mollies here because typically they sage wall this, so it's not that useful anyway. But the Killjoy molly just essentially denies the plant and gives you enough time to shoot the sage wall. And then what I like doing whenever we're going to actually, once they get the spike down, I like putting my turret up there. And I typically don't use the alarm bot. I guess you could put the alarm bot either on one of these just to let you know if they're there or not. But yeah, that'd probably actually be pretty smart actually. Just put like the alarm bot around this area to let you know if they're like lurking up. But using my mollies to deny plant, once we get the wall broken and they back up, turret there to watch either of these angles and try to get the plant defused and play with your team, coordinate, make sure you get the execute done. Moving on over to the A site, this is my favorite A hold with Killjoy. I like putting my alarm bot here, like putting my molly on the alarm bot, and then I like putting a molly on default. And I put my turret over here, so it aim punches them onto this. They get aim punched here, and there's really no way they can shoot the turret unless they're in this molly and on the alarm bot to shoot it. Can't really see it from maze, you can't see it from, and I personally like playing right here. Turret, alarm bot turret goes off, pop this molly, try to get a pick, watch your maze, try to get out of here, play retake. You hear plant, pop the molly to delay the plant, start retaking with your team and trying to execute the site. What's up guys, we're now on Breeze. This is my A site post plant molly lineup with Killjoy. And what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to line up with this tube. You're going to want to look up at this, and then you give it a jump throw, and as you can see, the molly will come all the way over here, and it will land perfectly on default. Just like that, you have a perfect Killjoy molly lineup for Breeze on A site. As you can see now, we are on Breeze B site. This is my molly lineup for Breeze B. Plants it right there on default. What you're going to want to do, so you're going to want to come right here, you're going to back up just a little bit behind this box. Line up your crosshair with this thing right here, so like little indent. Line it up on the left side. Put your white line beside your ult on the bottom of this little like brown panel. Do a jump throw. And as you can see, this molly will land perfectly on default for the spike to be planted like right here-ish. It's really nice. And yeah, I hope you guys use this in your games. This will be my B pistol round setup. I like putting the turret here. And I like putting my alarm bot right here, and then I play right here. So essentially if they're hard hitting B, turret alarm bot goes off, you swing, get some picks, reload, and you feel free to swing again, whatever you want to do. Back up, maybe get a new angle. Now moving on to my full buy round with Killjoy. I like putting a molly here, and then I like putting a molly, of course, on default area. And where I like playing now is right here. I like switching it up from there to here maybe. Swinging off this. Of course, this will probably be smoked, so you could feel free to swing out and make sure you keep control of this area. You can also hold this. And yeah, they come in. Also like hiding right here, because typically the person will start planning by the time they get here. Pop the molly and then just hold your spot, and they have no clue you're back there. It's pretty strong. Moving on my Killjoy setup on Breeze A site. It's pretty nice and I really like it. This is going to be my pistol round setup. I like the turret being there. Alarm bot here, of course, and then you play behind this box. Similar as the pistol round setup on B, except this will probably be smoked as always. As they start pushing out, you know, just spray them down, spray and pray, get your picks, back up. Feel free to even come play behind this box and just wait for the plan, wait for your team to rotate, and then yeah, execute together. It's moving on to my full buy round setup. As always, I like having the alarm bot here, having a turret here, and swinging off the turret for some easy picks. Maybe a little counter strafe action going. Like this setup's nice. As always, using the turret as distraction, and then just back up, play boxes, and then make sure you can regroup with your team and play retake. Try to get a pick for the 5v4, And yeah, it should be free wins with this KILLJOY setup on it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, make sure you check out my socials in the description. I post on TikTok, upload on YouTube. I got my Twitter down there, and I upload on TikTok pretty frequently. So feel free to check that stuff out and follow me and let me know what you guys think about this video. And without further ado, as always, be safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.